What you're exploring at the moment, like when you whatever format of relationship you're looking at, like what are you seeing that's kind of lacking in the way that we relate? Like how are you investigating from your experience in life? Like what can we do better, I guess?
Oof. The first thing that comes to mind is honesty, transparency, and open communication.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that before. I I am 46 years old, so I'm not very young. I'm also not very old, but I think that I'm in a moment in my life where I have made mistakes in the way that I related before. I've learned, and now I'm trying to implement what I have learned. One of the biggest mistakes that I've made in the past when trying to explore these alternative ways of relating, or just being in a monogamous relationship, is trying to hide, trying to
Hmm.
hide my desires, my wishes, my needs, and trying to accommodate myself to the situation, guided by fear of losing that relationship. And and I believe that has been disastrous for me in my own relationships. I've gone through a lot of moments of suffering and created suffering as well in my partners because of my lack of transparency, honesty, and open communication. So now that I've learned, now that I have the opportunity to do it differently, this has been my first priority every time with my partner. I have a long-term relationship. I am in a long-term relationship, and at the same time, we have been able to feel that relationship with meaning regarding openness. So what does openness mean for us? Which is a very has been a very important topic of conversation for us, because openness can mean very different things. Opening a relationship can mean very different things, and it depends on the relationship, on the two people that are part of that relationship, and the meaning that we give to that definition of opening a relationship. So um, what I have learned is that the more honest, straightforward, and transparent I can communicate my needs, wishes, and desires to my partner, and be open to receive my partner's wishes, needs, and desires, what I have learned is that instead of creating separation, that creates more empathy, rapport,
Hmm.
and and the feeling of togetherness. Uh,
Yeah.
I have learned to acknowledge my own humanity, and my partner's humanity as well when talking about needs, wishes, and desires. Um, so I think that the way that we courageously communicate what we want and what we need is an absolute key to have good relationships, to build good relationships, to sustain good relationships, and eventually, again, to live a good life.